And we're live.
Are we live?
Welcome!
Are we live?
Hello? Can anybody hear us?
Are we live?
Anyone there? Please, I just want to go home.
Why is it black screen again? Oh,
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
It's on,
All right.
There we go.
Welcome.
All right.
Welcome, everybody, to
right.
Welcome, everybody, to Swishcast, the only Team Fortress 2 podcast. The only good one, anyway. And I know it's been a while. Yeah! And I know it's been a while, but we're finally back. My name's Indy, and I'm the pink one under the party picture.
Pink one. Is that how you're going to introduce yourself?
Oh, you're in the wrong positions.
But whatever. Next to
you
me,
know my name?
Next to me is Party Pug TV. Say hello.
Hello.
You're changing
and
live on.
And also next to me is not Sam G. Say hello, Sam.
Yeah, right there.
And we have frantically fixing the stream, Azel. Hello, Azel.
I'm doing my best. It's horrible.
You guys want some backstory into why the stream took so long is because I opened it and all the characters wouldn't appear, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And the thing is, I had a rough night last night. Josh got up. I am not in the mood to start fixing this shit. Zell came in.
He like rage quit and he went to like go eat a bowl of Weetabix or something. I don't know. He just fucking ran off. Like
you're not you when you're hungry.
It is fucking like 8 o'clock here. You're eating breakfast. That's not breakfast. That's dinner.
Wake up. If you work the night shift, breakfast can be at any time of the day. All right, just saying.
Basically, we haven't streamed in 2 months, and then when we tried to open the stream overlay, a bunch of bats came flying out, and there were cobwebs everywhere, and it was all like under 5 layers of dust. So it's fixed now. We're here now. Unfortunately, we have not fallen off yet, I don't think. But we do have some really special guests here today. We have the team behind, you might have seen it on the workshop, the Freeze Tag Gamemode. Why don't you all introduce yourselves?
I suppose I'll start. My name's Lo-Fi. Hello, nice to meet you. I was the project lead for Freeze Tag. I basically oversaw the development of it all and all the promotional materials and answering any questions that the Coder boys have.
Awesome.
Hello. I'm the Codex. I am one of the Coder boys that Lo-Fi just talked about. The other one is Rexicus. And we were both in charge of making the V-script and all of the things that makes the game mode work.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh.
Yeah?
Hi, I'm
No.
Yeah, that's everyone.
yeah. No, I'm Zyth. I was one of the level designers. I made the map Cryo for the game mode, and I like to think that I helped with the game design a lot as well.
Awesome.
And I'm not Sam G.
The secret fourth contributor to the Freeze Tag map. If you look on the maps, he's down there.
Yeah, I'm in there. I hid a little secret message, but you have to go find it.
It might not look it, but we are very honored to have you guys on today. And we've played your game mode on the Swishcast Central server over the weekend. Have lots of thoughts on it, and we would love to see some inside scoops on that. But
first, not everyone in the chat has played the game mode. All right, I think now would be the perfect time to pretend that we're aliens have absorbed our brainwaves and we're all stupid. And you have to explain what your game mode is to someone who's never played it before. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I'll explain. It's really simple. We wanted to fix some of the issues with arena mode. People, when you're playing arena mode, you die and then you're sitting out for the rest of the round, so you end up just like picking up your phone and scrolling TikTok or whatever brain rot you personally choose. But with Freeze Tag, your teammates have the ability to bring you back into the fight by standing next to you, similar to a control point would. So it's in essence, they are capping you to bring you back. And in this way, scouts and pain train users and such can speed up the progress, or an enemy can block your progress. Enemy can block your
That's his
progress
fault.
as well, but it aims to provide more of a back and forth than the original arena mode would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No, it was just green.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say yes, awesome. I was gonna. Do you mind if I go on my arena spiel for a second, guys, about the
Absolutely.
Okay, so while Arena is the lost game mode of TF2, since it's like has like 7 different maps and none of them are in the rotation in any way, it is. I wouldn't. You could say it's for good reason, because it's one of those game modes where it's like I'm in it, 12v12 I'm playing, and then as soon as I die, instead of like doing anything else with my life, I'm just like watching other people have fun, and it's like for some people it's just not great. But I mean, for me personally, I feel like Arena is like a fine game mode with like smaller player counts. It's just when it's like 12v12, you get killed right at the start, and then like you're just like waiting for like 3 minutes for the round to end. So that's like where it really annoys me. But I feel like with this one, if you die at the start with a lot of players, you're gonna get revived relatively quickly. So that I feel like that helps remedy the issue quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm also an OG Arena enjoyer, despite its many flaws. But I also didn't like just setting out like someone kills me at the start of the round or kills a teammate and then gets those first blood crits and then just goes on a rampage, and then from there it's like all downhill. Not much you can do. So we've removed the first blood crits from the equation, at least in freeze tag, so that doesn't happen.
Well, more precisely, we just didn't put them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like crits in arena mode. Oh no. Indy, what's your I went on my I know you were there playing with your Yakuza phone, can you tell us your unbridled, unfiltered thoughts on just classic Arena right now?
Well, thing is, I don't mind Arena. I like those moments where like you have a medic on your team, so you can like actually stay alive, and you kind of do that first blood thing. I remember in TF2 Classic, I did a thing where like I got first blood, and then I like shot a Crockett and like killed the entire enemy team in like 2 rockets.
Yeah,
and
could you imagine
awesome.
being on the other team?
Yeah, exactly. So I was gonna say, but the other half of the time on Arena, I die, and then I open up the Steam web browser and look up Sonic 3 and Knuckles online emulator, and I just play that while I wait for the next round to start. So it's not really peak gaming for me, I don't think.
I don't really like watching people have fun. Like that's the thing. I'd rather be getting involved.
Absolute Grinch take.
Yeah, but no, it's like
I want to be the one playing.
Exactly, like the Grinch is up with his mountain, watching with his like binoculars. Right, he wants to be down there, like singing and dancing with Whoville. Like that's me. I don't want to be up on the hill.
Yeah, the Arena's main problem is that when you die, you turn into fucking Squidward in that one image where he's like looking at SpongeBob and Patrick, still like having fun outside.
There was one arena mode that kind of like slightly remedied the problem. There was like a Halloween arena that came out, whereas like when you die, you like turn into little ghosts and can like
Graveyard.
Graveyard.
They should make Arena where you die and die in real life.
Do you
How about no?
what do you guys think of Graveyard then?
I like Graveyard. It sort of attempted to do sort of the same thing that we went for, where it aims to give you something to do when you die. And I really like Diva Dan's approach to that. I do feel like a lot of people still, they don't really care that much. Like you'll die and then they'll just be a little ghost on the ground, not helping their team out. But at least there is the option to help people out. I like Graveyard.
Yeah, I agree that Graveyard is like a neat take. It's kind of funny that Lo-Fi, you speak about the fact that people still have the preconception of, oh, when I die in Arena, I can just AFK, because it's also an issue that we've had of like players going AFK, and then when they get revived, it's like, well, they're not doing anything.
Yeah,
Damn.
we've taken steps to mitigate that though, for sure. And there's still some stuff that I would like to do in the future to make it even more obvious.
Yeah, but to go back to the question, Graveyard is neat. It looks neat, and I think maybe the ghosts do a little too little. They don't do enough, but it's hard to make them do more without them becoming like an issue, I think.
Yeah,
Right, I can see that.
I quite like it when there's like one heavy left and then everyone is just like on top of him. I think that's quite funny. He comes like the final boss. I think that's sort of pretty awesome. Sam, you haven't typed up. Give us your unbridled thoughts on arena mode.
See, I'm like, it's such a fucking contrarian because like I really like arena mode, but as I say, I like it, but I know that it's bad because like I do whenever I die, I do just like sit on my phone. But the thing is, I never die because I'm like so good at TF2.
Right?
So, yeah. Actually, I never die. I carry my team. So but no, it's just like what's it called? There was one like that Halloween map where you like fly around as like a health pack. That was like Graveyard got like the closest to kind of like fixing that problem, but boom.
There was another Halloween arena map that you're forgetting about as well. Perks.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Which one was that again?
That was the one that had like where at the start you could like pick like an ability.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't really get to play that much, so I couldn't really get an opinion on it. I think I played like one match of it, and I can't really remember it.
And so every time I play perks, they go for like the demo night power ups, and I hate playing demo night. I hate playing against demo night, so it's just like never fun for me.
Fun fact: as the maker of the map, it used to be worse. This perk used to be not double damage, but triple damage.
There you go. Fun for everyone right there.
I'm sorry, the map's great, but when I see like 3 demo nights go up to the demo night podium, I'm like, I'm gonna requeue.
It's a great map, but the problem is other people and playing with them.
It's
voting.
You have to coordinate with people who like you're not. I have no idea what they're gonna do.
I can't fix the flaws of democracy. You're gonna have to talk to Plato for that.
Yeah, no, it is one of those maps where I'm like, oh my god, it's like it's like the revive perk, the perk that like lets us win the game. Everyone's like, oh yeah, no, the demo night, let's go, demo night. Like, no, I don't want to play demo night actually. But
demo night.
I think my favorite thing about perks is the concept, though. I do really like the concept. I wish there was like more maps where there was like a wider pool of maps to try from. With it as well. That'd be quite cool. I don't know if you can have like a perks game mode.
Well, the issue is like, in my opinion, the map itself is like pretty self-contained. And if you were to make another map, you could very well like extract the game mode and put it on another map. But it feels like you need new perks, and to be honest, I spent a lot of time thinking about the perks, and I basically put every single idea, I tested every single idea. I don't have any more ideas for perks, so I don't really see how this could be expanded, except it's a different map. But the map is, in my opinion, currently the weakest part of perks, the layout itself, and so I don't know if changing the layout would change much.
Remove the demo night power.
Yeah. I remember my thoughts on that map when it came out. I was like, I really like the concept, but I was like, the map design itself was a bit too small for me. There's a lot of corners. It might be just because I'm a big fan of open maps. So that's why I was saying I would like to see the concept put in different maps, but I don't know if Valve will allow multiple perks maps.
To be fair, I fully recognize that the layout sucks. I made it.
The layout's not too bad, honestly. The main issue is that there's where you fight at the point, and then there's because it is just a King of the Hill map essentially. But there's this whole little corner more in the house, and also where you go into a ditch, and most games end up on either everyone ganging up on the last person in one of those ditches, or like just on the point. The fights never really occur in that entire area, so maybe like honestly like a small like little change to that area could like make the map like a lot better. But I have no idea how or like what exactly would need to be done.
I mean, maybe.
It's actually thanks to perks. Like, if perks didn't come out and get added to the game, freeze tag wouldn't exist. I got the idea for freeze tag from playing perks when it was added. That's how long freeze tag was in development.
Because that had like the
Yeah.
revive like perk, didn't it? So that's kind of
Yeah.
similar, isn't it?
Makes a lot of sense.
So I remember playing that, and you know, like I said, I'm an OG arena enjoyer. I remember playing that when it came out, like the week of, and being like, "This is really fun. I really like this specific perk, but I don't like that it's just medics that can do it. What if the whole team could do it?" And then I thought, wait a second, this has already been done before in games like Quake or like Doom 2016, just for some examples in the form of freeze tag. So I started, you know, gathering my resources and my friends and people I work with on it to bring it to life, which included reaching out to Sirexicus. And then I don't remember exactly when, it was maybe sometime around March, June time, Sirexicus asked if we could bring Codex on, because Sirexicus and Codex are already friends, and it would help lighten the workload for Sirexicus. And I thought, that's like fucking perfect, because Codex is kind of the reason that this even became a thing. So it'd be nice to have him on this as well. And
May I bring some more context to how I got brought on the project?
absolutely.
From my perspective, at least. So, from my perspective, I wasn't really planned on being brought into the project originally. I was just contacted by Lo-Fi, who was like, "Hey, you made a version of FreeStag like a few years ago, like in 2021. I made like a first version of FreeStag with like map logic, because back in those days we didn't have Bscript." And Lo-Fi was like, "Hey, so we are developing the game mode, and we kind of want to have the players like get tinted blue, since we don't have like the models, like the frozen models yet. And I'm asking you if that's okay if you if that's okay if we can do that." And I was like, "Yes." It's like literally tinting a model, like it's fine. And then I got brought on the project, and I was like, "Well, since I'm here, and he did ask me for help to like integrate the arena game mode logic. And since I was there, I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna help Sirex like work on this.
From what I've seen, is FreeStag's been like a game mode like idea for quite a long time, hasn't it? Like a very, or is this like a different version? Because I saw it on like the Wikipedia. It's been like there's been like servers of it back in like I don't know 2012, like very long time.
Yeah, that's the source mod version.
Yeah.
Yes. In TF2, the source mod version of it has existed since 2008.
There you go.
Damn.
But it is different. The source mod version is basically an add-on to any game mode, and it's basically when you die, for the duration of your respawn timer, you're a statue and you can get revived. But if your timer expires, just respawn normally. So you can put that on any regular map that has regular respawn.
Okay.
That's quite interesting.
For some reason, when I heard a freeze tag, I thought like when you die, you would be in a massive ice cube, and then your team would need to like get out their melees and like dig you out,
ship you out with a mallet and a.
Yeah, that's how I thought it worked.
Honestly, yeah, like just going off the title, I thought it was like Stuck in the Mud, where it's like you shoot someone and it's like they're like frozen. And wait, actually, no, that kind of is how it is. Wait, hold on.
Or you kill someone and then they're frozen.
And then you have to pick it up. I was like, wait, hold on a second. That kind of is actually what that is.
I thought you had to like dig out your teammates from the like block of ice,
like quicksand. Like you have to pull them out.
Yeah, you have to like push them around like ice blocks in Zelda, like the puzzle.
Oh yes, you know, put them on
the eyeball on the.
Put them on a pressure plate.
Every single like version of freeze tag I playtested as like research into it from other games had you able to push your teammates and enemy statues around by shooting them. At first I wanted to do that to keep it consistent between all these like, you know, historical game modes from like Quake and stuff like that, but then I thought I don't want to fuck with physics in TF2. Source is buggy
Neither
enough
did
as is. Yeah. So I'm glad that we stopped that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it has a lot of issues. Like, for example, what if if there is a death pit and you throw the statue into the death pit? What do you do then? Do you like put the statue back? That's kind of weird.
Well, in
Yeah,
Quake, if you put a statue into the death pit, it would revive them.
Oh, yeah. I guess we could have done that. But the problem is that now it becomes like griefing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found a video from like 2010 of like freeze tag being played with techno like music in the background.
Oh, yeah.
It is at like 240p. Yeah, 15 years ago, 2009. This is from
peak 2009 like energy. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
saw this
God,
video.
yeah.
Yeah.
I never played the source mode version. I actually didn't know it existed until we started development.
It's kind of awesome. There's a server linked in the description. I wonder if it's still open.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
sure
it
you
is.
doubt it.
Unfortunate, but I don't think it is.
Maybe, but I don't think they run it anymore.
There's like people in like the own clan in this like video. It's just like so old.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So, yeah,
my
like
God.
one thing I really like about freeze tag that like does I think make it like different enough from normal arena like that warrants it like being like it's very much its own game mode like is like if you like the ability of being revived like makes the play way you have to play like so much different. Like I realized like when we first started playing it with the on our server, people were like flanking all over the place and like playing it like it was player destruction, where like everyone's just separating and like trying to frag out. But then like you realize that like if somebody dies like and like at the other side of the map and nobody can reach them, it's like they'll just like have to sit and watch the rest of the game play out and never get revived. So then like in the later games, everyone like stuck together to like try and get revived if ever they die.
Yeah.
That is a common occurrence. Yeah.
Oh my God. I just saw in this clip, in this version of old freeze tag, when you were frozen, you could still taunt. So the guy was like, as sniper, was doing like the taunt kill and was like fragging out while he was.
What a Chad.
I should have kept that.
Indy, how was the experience of like, because you got to play it firsthand. I think you played it the most out of everyone. I just kind of joined in halfway through. Because you were there for like the full run of the server with like a full player count. What was it? What was it like? Would you say it was better or worse than Arena?
I'd definitely say better. I feel like it is like an adjusting experience because I was particularly in a scout mood that day, and I was like, all right, time to frag out a scout. I go into the back line, die, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna stay here. But then, afterwards I kind of went heavy, stuck with my team, and I had a lot of cool moments. Like there was one time, in one of the maps, I can't remember which one, but there's like a big staircase, and like 4 or 5 of my teammates died in that exact staircase, all in clumped up. I don't know how, but I went as heavy. I revved down and I held it down, and I like revived all 5 people. Didn't hear a single thank you, by the way, but whatever. But like it was awesome. It was awesome to just have like 5 people just get back into the fight and just continue fighting. It's like that one MVM trailer. You guys remember when they like introduced like reviving in MVM? And it's like, and they all like come back. It felt like that, but like awesome. It's like 5 people at the same time reviving. That was great.
I was gonna say, I think about Arena as well. I never feel like I'm playing on a team in Arena mode. I always just feel like I'm going like a solo battle royale Fortnite quest.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in this one, I do actually feel like I have to like help people out, out of a pickle, and people will help me.
It's like you are actively punished in this one for not playing as a team, which is a bit of a departure from most like TF2 game modes. I'm not gonna lie, but I did really like it. Yeah, it was great.
We put the team back in Team Fortress.
Oh, yes, that's what we needed.
We're getting it back. Hey, is this Team Fortress? Yes.
Say that again.
Better if you work together.
What you just said is
is
what you just said as well brings me up to a good point that I really like about freeze tag. How you mentioned as a heavy there was like 4 or 5 teammates on that staircase that you revived all at once. And I it came about like unintentionally, but I really love it how it sort of, because it forces players to play more together, it makes the quote unquote area or objective that you need to defend like shift throughout the map. So like it could be like a choke point that everyone's dying in, it could be on the point itself. And I think that the change in where the clumps of statues are placed every round really helps add to the replayability as well.
Oh, definitely, 100%. There was a moment where we were on the point losing, and I was heavy, and I managed to scare off like the enemy team off the point because I was revved down, and that gave me enough time to revive like 1 or 2 more people so that we could hold down the point more effectively. And then one of them went out to revive other people, and it was basically just like a complete comeback where like I was like one of the only 2 people left alive, and then by the end of it, we kind of shifted it to where there was only 1 enemy alive, and all of us were like back. So that was like really awesome.
Yeah, and that also functions as like a proto respawn wave, in a way, like where you won't have multiple people spawning at once at the spawn point, like you would in like 5CP, for instance. But you have multiple people coming back at once. I really like that.
Yeah, no, it's genuinely so much fun. What did you think of it, Azel?
I pretty much all the same, honestly. It was like really fun.
Go on, Sam. You're in the server. Give us your take. No.
Oh! Okay, why not?
Yeah, like we have someone saying in chat, absolutely shook that freeze tag didn't get added for Smissmas. Now that I've played it, I'm like, yeah, no, this really should have been in the game. I'm very surprised that it didn't.
Like all the new game modes that are being added like over the years from the community, it does seem like a natural fit. I mean, I honestly I would say I enjoyed it more than Saxon Hail, just because it's like I can actually a chance of doing something when I die, but it's like but yeah.
It was we were, I don't know if shocked is the right word that it didn't get in, but we were a little bit at least myself, we were a little bit sad because we had put over a year's worth of our time into making sure this game mode was as good as it could possibly be. But I mean, the end goal was never for it to get in game and for us to get a lot of money. The end goal was always like from day one. The end goal was always just give the community and the mappers more tools to play with, more toys to like make fun maps with, and I think that's worked out quite well because now that the Smissmas update dropped and we've released the prefab for freeze tag publicly, we've already got 3 or so freeze tag maps in development that I know of. There might be other people that I haven't talked to me about it.
Honestly, have you guys thought about retrofitting other like arena maps into freeze tag? Because I can imagine Watchtower could be very fun because you're on that, like you died on that pipe and then you have to like save your friend while like trying to balance on the pipe, not being like knocked off to just like thaw him out in time. I don't know. It could be some worth considering.
See, it's interesting that you say that. Sorry, let me just say this first. It's interesting to say that because we started with testing it out on the existing maps. We started with Ravine, Lumberyard, and Off Blast. And Ravine was too cramped. Lumberyard was pretty good, and so was Off Blast. And that kind of informed maps like Zyth's here. He made his kind of more like Lumberyard. Do you want to talk about that, Zyth?
Well, I was gonna say, like, one of the maps that is currently in development is a conversion of Lumberyard, which is, one of the ones that we tested. And that was one of the ones that worked well. But for most of the other arena maps, because the average number of players alive at any given point is a lot higher than normal arena, the really small layouts that most arena maps have really come to their detriment, because you're going to have a lot of statues clumped up in like really, really tight maps. And there's not really much you can do. So I don't think most of the existing arena maps, like Bayer or something, like the really tiny ones, would be great fits for freeze tag. But I mean, Watchtower is massive, so maybe.
Watchtower is massive, yeah.
Watchtower is massive and empty. It sounds
I
great.
don't think Watchtower would make a good.
Watchtower is peak. It's one of my favorite. I think it's probably my favorite arena map. Like, come on, you need to give that one a shot. I think
it could work. It could work.
Maybe make that roof walkable, and that could be cool.
If you made a version of maybe if you made a version to make it like, well, I wouldn't really fix the issue, but you could maybe be like silly and fun. But like you made a version of Watchtower that was like that basically like stopped people from just jumping at the bottom, and so you had to fight at like on the sides or actually like on the bridges to the tower only. Might like make things a little bit.
What if
streamline?
To go into the theme, what if the bottom was like ice, and it was like really slippery, and if you're down there, you're like a sitting duck because you keep slipping and sliding all over the place.
Okay, to be fair, if you're already down there in belowest ground any single TF2 map has ever seen, you're already dead. It's too late.
It is a great
adding
yard.
anything will not save you. Like we need to remove we need to remove the slow ground. Like if you were to do like the ice thing, maybe you would like put the sheet of ice on like the middle ground. So like you remove the
ice,
low ground. Yeah, and you remove the low ground, and then you make the high ground less high, basically.
Could work.
So freeze tag isn't like specifically a Smissmas thing, right? It's just a game. It's just a game mode can play. It doesn't have to be like Christmas themed specifically. I feel like
Lo-Fi might have things to say about this.
I got some stuff to say, but I'll wait till the question is done.
Okay.
I was gonna say because you could still like hope to get this in for like, it's just like, for other updates, and even like the next Smissmas update, like it just is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the 6 maps we have right now, I think next Smissmas would be our best bet. But to go back to what I was saying earlier about giving the community more tools, I will be working on a summer and a Halloween version of freeze tag. It will play like exactly the same. It will just be like a reskin, basically, to make it so that it can fit into more maps. Because if you're doing like if someone wanted to do a Halloween version and they've got these like ice statues, it would kind of look out of place. If you know what I mean. If you think about like the ICS maps, how it would look out of place. So the plans are, I'm going to work on the summer one first, and the players, instead of being ice statues, are going to be like holograms, similar to the MVM ones. And for the Halloween version, they're going to be like stone statues embedded into the ground a little bit.
That's smart.
So that will give
like graves.
Yeah, like graves.
So
and that will
like
give
actually like bringing them back from the dead.
Yeah, and that gives the map makers who want to do a map for free tag more variety to choose from. So like if they want to make a map but they don't want to make it all snowy, they don't want to make it Christmassy and put presents everywhere for it to make sense, they'll have the holograms version or the stone statues version. And I think that will help with a lot of the theming as well.
That sounds great.
I just got to quickly bring up Sam's mouth has been agape for the last like 5 minutes on the stream.
Yeah, I don't.
If that's on the stream, because I had my mic muted there because Indy mentioned it to me. So that's on the stream. That's not me.
No, it's also Discord.
No, it's on Discord.
Your microphone is being picked up at all the time, even when you're not speaking for some.
My mic. I will say my mic is physically muted on the actual microphone.
Well, by speaking, Sam, you've actually fixed it. There you go.
It's just like, it's just like Sam. I was just about to say that sounds like mouth breathing. Like,
oh my god!
Oh, Oh, this has been a chill Christmas, my friends.
But will you guys add the feature that you have to use the pickaxe to dig out your friends out of the ice sheet?
just like you see the soldier like coming next to like a medic in the ground, and they just like whip out the Minecraft pickaxe and start mining them.
It's like the same sound, so you're like,
yeah.
You gain XP after you mine them out.
We had someone suggest yesterday, what if you could like shoot the statues to destroy them permanently? And I'm like, you've just reinvented base arena mode's problems.
Yeah.
You made it arena mode with extra steps.
You made it Fortnite. Because you die, you get knocked down, you have to shoot them again. It's like, what's the point?
Oh my god! You should add reboot cards. Add a reboot van.
Reboot? Yeah, not a reboot. Let's pick up your reboot.
okay,
card.
no, but this is crazy. What if we mix the the TF2 Battle Royale source mod with the freeze tag logic, and now you can bring back your teammates.
Yeah, I think about it. Like Fortnite's thing is like all those games are really like convoluted because you take somebody down, then you have to take them down again, and then they realize that's not fun because you have to like sit back and watch an entire like 20-minute long gameplay out. So they're like, okay, well, you can revive them with like a truck. and then to kill them, you have to do it all over again.
When Fortnite Curse came out, it was when you die, you die. They had to add reboots later because they realized that watching your friend play isn't very fun. You know what I mean?
The arena curse is in a lot of games.
Sorry, guys, we love Fortnite. We just gotta take every opportunity.
Can't get enough of it. Can't get enough.
You know, they added Skibidi Toilet to Fortnite.
I tried to get them on, and they were like, "No, I'm not buying Skibidi Toilet. They're fucking Grinches." I'm crashing out.
Sam, you genuinely like. I burst out laughing because Sam came into call like a fucking 10-year-old on Christmas Day. He was like, guys, I've like never heard you that happy. He was like, guys, Skibidi Toilet's coming to Fortnite. I'm gonna buy it as soon as it's out.
Yeah, and I did. You have no whimsy in your life.
Scrooge at the end of the Christmas Carol, like, Tiny Tim, on Christmas Day, get me a turkey.
Get the Skibidi Toilet. Oh yeah, add Skibidi Toilet to freeze tag. That's my only request.
Frozen toilet water. Let's go.
So you want to do that, right?
This proposal, thank you.
You want to do that, right, Zyth? You're in charge of Skibidi Toilet map.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's
totally
go.
Gonna do that.
The Great Flush.
Flush.
I hope you fucking die, Party.
There you go. That's the name of the update. A Great Flush update.
Oh yeah, speaking of cool moments, I also want to mention I don't know who started it, but we just kept having a bit on the server where when it was the last person alive, we would just keep screaming clutch or kick, clutch or kick.
I mean, that's just arena in general. Like we didn't like freestyle didn't invent that.
I love that shit so much.
Have you thought about
actually kicking the
guy who stopped scotching? No.
If you do that, you lose.
There's a thing that's in Zombie Infection, the less and less survivors there are, if there's like 3 people left, they get like mini crits, and then the last player gets to run around with crits. Have you thought about like making like in situations where like there's like 8 players in the enemy team and like one like a little engineer is sitting down like in the corner? Have you thought about giving them like a boost of some kind, like a mini crits?
Faster thawing?
Yes, we did. We didn't go with mini crits or crits because that just comes out of the blue. Like one of the design ethos that Lo-Fi was very, very keen on is no out of the blue ability that is not in TF2's base game. So everything that we've added that is like special to a class, for example, is rooted in regular TF2. So, for example, the Scout falls faster. That's just because the Scout caps faster. That's just regular thing.
Yeah.
So what we did instead of going with mini Chris or Chris or something like that is, if you've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but the less players you have on your team, the more the timers above the players are filled out. So the less players you have on your team, the faster you fall players out. So I think the max is like 5 seconds, and when you were like down to just less than 10% of your team, it's 1 second to fall someone. So if you are this player that is like the last player on their team, you will have a much easier time to get people revived than the enemy team.
Yeah, and then those players can also split off and do the exact same thing to instigate like a comeback.
And the comebacks were very clutch every time they happened. That was like my favorite part of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're quite happy that this change specifically allowed comebacks to become very, very, but not very frequent, but like more frequent than they were before we made it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that freeze tag is just a death roll, and I'm just like, I think you're just objectively wrong. It's not. It's the opposite.
No.
Like, we've done everything in our power to make it not a death roll. Like all the stuff that Codex just said. I don't get it.
Just people just like to hate, I guess. I don't know.
Is this TF2? No.
Indy, how many minutes are we in?
We're 40 minutes in.
40 minutes in, so
do you think it's time to switch or do the old switcheroo?
Yeah, I will first like to say, if you maybe we've missed a question you guys wanted to answer or something. If there's anything you want to say about freeze tag before we move on to the next thing, you guys can go ahead. If there's anything.
There's one thing. There was one thing that I saw like discussed in chat very quickly. It's one of the things that we worked on, so I just want to talk about it. The Dead Ringer is fully like taken into account in this game mode. If you use the Dead Ringer and it triggers, it will spawn a fake statue that disappears when you uncloak.
That's pretty.
I think that's cool.
We've also We've also recently incorporated the Your Eternal Reward to work as well.
What if you?
If you stab someone with the original reward, their statue will not show up until like the little lock time, the 1 second lock time is up.
I've got a question.
Oh.
What if you kill someone with a golden wrench? What happened? Do they become a gold ice statue?
No, but we do have this planned.
I mean, it's like a very rare thing that would happen. I'm just saying, like, it could.
That's a good point. We probably should do that, huh?
I mean, it's like
for shit like that.
It's in the same like tier as the if you get killed by a creator of the map or the game mode, you also turn into a golden statue.
We want to do that at some point. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the golden pans. There's literally like pay to win, $4 grand pay to win mechanic. There was something else I was going to say, but I've completely forgotten now. Whoops.
Whoops.
It'll come back to you.
It was something about galaxy gas. I don't remember. Anyway, okay.
When are you adding whippets to the game?
That's on the list, actually, yeah.
Yeah, we hit a lot of whippets and then we developed it. We developed the game mode.
Every class has a timed whippet galaxy gas ability. 50%
the galaxy gas meter.
50% chance to get crits. 50% chance to die.
and there you go. You can call
working on that.
You can call the update. Heavy does whippets and dies.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Bang.
You're just describing roll the dice at this point.
No, but it's just two options.
Just roll the dice,
or win. Wait, do you think doing Fent is like real life roll the dice?
All right, next.
Oh dear.
That is definitely one of the talks of all times.
I was just like, hold on a second. Okay.
Can I go on a quick 2-minute tangent?
Go on.
now that you've mentioned Roll the Dice, I don't know if you guys have seen, but the creator of Roll the Dice has been rolling out quote unquote fixes for the plugin that makes the plugin quote unquote more balanced, where the like powerful dice rolls have like massive drawbacks, and then the horrible dice rolls have like ways to save yourself from suffering with them. And I just want the opinion of actual like game designers here. It's like, doesn't that defeat like the whole point of like the plugin? Like I like played it and it's kind of like sucks. Like I'm a big Roll the Dice fan, because you get on some Trade Minecraft, you get on some Trade Plaza, and you get like God mode, and then you beast. I don't know.
Or you get a bomb on your head and you die instantly.
Okay, Indy, right? I know I'm not a game designer. I'm just gonna wait because I have an opinion here. I think if Roll the Dice was an inbuilt mechanic to TF2 that in like most games, that would actually be good. However, it's only on Trade Plaza, so I don't really get the point.
I don't understand it.
Yeah,
The whole reason
that's my
anyone installs Roll the Dice is that it's dog shit. It's funny because it's horrible.
Yeah,
right?
It's like saying you rolled out a balancing patch to Uno. That's not the point.
Yeah, I don't think that Roll the Dice needs balancing. I think they need to add more fucked up stuff, if I'm honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, the way I use Roll the Dice, a server that I frequent, and please don't judge me for this, is a 24/7 dig root keep server with Roll the Dice on it. And one of my favorite things to do when I'm fragging out is demo night, if I get into a dicey fight and I'm low on health, I just quickly type RTD in the chat. And then sometimes it gives me full health. Sometimes I just fucking explode, and it's really funny. And I think if you're trying to balance to make it more balanced rather than more fun, your game design at that point is based on randomness. And with randomness, stuff like Mario Party, you don't want it to be fair. You want it to be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Mario Party, not Mario 6v6 competitive. Like,
Because actually, the new Mario Party has a competitive online game mode. I'm not even kidding. They did.
No way. Right?
They did. There is ranked now in Mario Party. There is
Platinum Donkey Kong. Like, what the fuck?
There is.
Platinum Donkey Kong.
You just like come back.
Beast that bouncy ball mini game.
I do want to address one question from the chat. I can see from Nerty. Who's the hottest mercenary? It's Engineer, no question.
Oh, in that final panel, in that final panel in the comic, come on.
Sam, did you see what happened to Miss Pauling?
She's not a lesbian.
She is. It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
No, wait, fucking show me where it's confirmed.
It's over.
It's confirmed.
Show me where it's confirmed. I still have a chance.
She ain't interested, bro.
I still have a chance.
Busy
This ain't
right
my
now.
pink triangle. I have a chance. I got a chance.
No, you don't, Sam. She's busy.
Anyway, yeah, I've been really frustrated with that Roll the Dice, because I thought like, oh, guys trying to fix it, but no one's going to implement it, right? And then I go on like the community Trade Minecraft site frequent, and they've been slowly inching in the like quote unquote balanced version. It's like, no!
I don't know if Trade Minecraft for a balanced experience. I don't think anyone does, like, ever. Like, even like, said, I want a balanced game of Trade Plaza. Let's go.
Like, come on! Like, they replaced the God mode power up with like, you get crits, but you're marked for death. What? How is that God mode?
There is already something in the game called to do that. It's called Criticola. But also, like, something I wanted to bring up is that there's a blog post by the creator of Radlands, like the board game, that actually goes over. He made like an entire blog with like a lot of articles that are really interesting about like board game design and game design in general. And one of those is specifically balance versus fun. And one of the things that he brings up that I think I agree with is that in the end, balance isn't important because balance is really easy to make. That's just called making your game boring.
Yeah.
balance does not matter more than fun. He's not the only one who has said that. There's like a bunch of game designers that have said that. What you don't want perfect balance, you want unbalanced balance. You want something that keeps rolling, not just something that's static and doesn't move.
I know this is slightly unrelated, but I said this in that video as well. Was it fucking weapons? Like the the last Jungle Inferno patch. We're going way back now. Jungle Inferno patch was like it tried to make all the weapons like competitively balanced, but it like made a lot of them a lot like lamer in a way, like the panic attack and like the master, which is like no. I feel like if you like making like I know it's just to do with weapons now, but I feel like you're making a weapon and you're solely focused on balance. It's just like a recipe for the weapon becoming.
Yeah, why not just have one class that only has one weapon and now everything is completely and utterly balanced? Like,
it's just like
if you sounds like gun game.
If you try to make a weapon that is perfectly balanced, you end up with the Iron Bomber, a weapon that is so close to stock that the only upside it had to be removed because it was a bug.
There's no reason to use it.
That's why the
TF2
is like winning in terms of weapons.
there isn't no reason to use the Iron Bomber. There are some reasons. I use it because I like to do like the like grenade jumps because it's easier to do jumps. But that's about it.
I like it because it sounds like a basketball.
I like it.
Also valid.
I like it because I'm friends with the guy who made it.
Damn.
The thing is as well, those balance patches are like, right, let's make every weapon balanced for our competitive mode no one plays. And then they did, and then in the actual TF2 competitive, none of those weapons got unbanned. So it's like, who fucking gives a shit? Like, no one's like you do whatever you want to make them balanced. Comp players are just going to use what's been working for like the last 20 years. Like it's
Didn't we get drunk during our live episode and talk about this exact thing?
We did.
Yes, we did.
For like 2 hours, yes.
Yeah.
There was some shenanigans going on.
We had that debate. We had it as well when we had Uncle Dane on. We were talking about
Yeah, I know he disagreed with us on that. But anyways, I think if that's it, we can move on to our next topic. So I have a question for our guests here. You get to, it's a choose your own adventure. All right, I will present 2 topics and you guys can pick which one you like best.
Who would win the fight, me, Indy, or Sam?
There is a correct answer, by the way.
We all know.
Yeah, we all know. Anyway, but actually, we can either talk about Smissmas 2024, your impressions of the maps that did get added, the cosmetics and whatever else, or we can talk about the future of VScript within TF2, what you guys think.
Number 7, Indy!
Fuck! Or you can talk about like the future of VScript, so whichever one you guys like better.
The thing is, with the first one, the Smissmas update that just dropped, I'm fairly certain the 3 of us have a lot of spicy opinions about some of the stuff.
Go on,
I'm actually I don't, because I didn't have. I mean, I heard of some stuff being thrown around that I like follow from afar, but I didn't have the time to like actually play it a lot. So
yeah,
I would be.
Oh, it sounds interesting though.
It's, I mean, for me, it's almost purely just Overcast.
It's just Overcast, yeah.
That's all really I have to talk about. As I'm sure you know, Overcast stole a lot of the assets that were included in the map and did not credit the original creators.
Which?
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I heard about
that. The King of the Hill one with the big light.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about
this.
That was
my favorite one. Wait, really?
Yeah, they stole a lot of
It's such a shame because it is a fun map to play, but I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, no, it was a really pretty map. That's kind of sad.
Can we get the scoop on this? Because I don't know anything about this.
I quit Twitter 3 years ago, so I don't know.
That is not my expertise, so we'll just step back.
I mean, how much time do you have? Because like, there's so much wrong with it. Other than
just give us the rundown.
Well, I mean, other than just like the fact that they just took assets and just didn't credit the people who created them, they've got literal like footage from the movie The Thing in the map,
Wait,
which
what?
is like a copyright. It's a copyright nightmare. But also, they've got an AI generated portrait of Review Bra in
What?
the map. Like the guy who like, eats fast food in his car. It's like I'm just bewildered.
What?
Like, why?
AI?
To be sure. To like clear this up, they did remove this 3 days after the map got added, but the fact that it happened at all is kind of like comical.
Yeah.
It is a bit funny, like, but as an actual, it's funny in concept, like, I like in its concept, but like, we're actually getting it added is like, yeah, I'd be a bit pissed.
Well, hold on. The John Carpenter's The Thing. How is it in the map? In what context? In what way?
Like a TV somewhere?
Yeah, there was a TV with a clip from the movie just playing it on loop in Red Spawn.
Why would that be there?
The asset that was playing the movie was from a Slender Fortress asset pack or some shit. And they just,
Oh my god.
They just fucking added it, and I guess either they didn't notice or didn't care that it was playing the movie on loop.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna vote for didn't care, considering the rest.
I mean, honestly, out of all the Smissmas maps I played, that one, without knowing any of that, just playing it from a surface level, just like trying to experience update, was probably my favorite one. Like design model, I actually thought it was pretty good. I thought it was good, but now you're telling me there's like AI and there's like assets. Just like,
the map was AI generated. Party, you love AI.
No,
you love it.
You love AI.
The layout is fine. I would think I would rate it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I don't think it's anything special, but it's not a bad layout by any stretch of the imagination.
Like layout wise, it's completely fine. In terms of the assets used, we talked about that already. Detailing wise, I also think it's not very great, but overall, it's just kind of mid if all of that stuff wasn't behind it.
Yeah.
So has it been credited now? The people have been credited.
I think
No, the assets have been removed.
No, the assets have just been removed. They just deleted everything.
What assets were they? I thought it was like the whole map was made them.
There were like 15. There were like 15 different asset packs from like random assets that they used with no care, I guess.
So
and
weird.
A lot of them were from the frontline pack. There were random assets from like other asset packs from other people.
Like stuff from TF2maps.net.
Yeah, exactly. So it felt like they just went through the asset section, downloaded everything they thought looked cool, and then just put it in, and didn't credit anyone.
I mean, that's okay for like your like RPG Maker game you share with your friends, or like your Scratch, or like your Scratch project. But like what? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now that it was added, the process to recredit someone is very complicated, and it involves like asking Valve to do manual work, which good luck.
I mean, it's not going to happen very easily.
There needs to be a lot of it.
Yeah, they were faced with basically two options, which was like either go through the manual process and add like more than 15 different people to your map and give them money, or just remove all the assets. And they very clearly went with just removing all the assets. All of them have been removed from the map.
Occam's razor, I suppose.
There it is. I love I posted a Twitter link to the video that shows the AI and shit.
My God, why is that in there?
Azelle, can you put this on screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna have it on screen.
What?
Yeah, no, this is it sure is The Thing and like an AI generated image of Review Bro to be like Lane Decker style.
If they did like an SFM render of like
also,
the thing, of like a thing type thing happening, like a reference, and put it in, that would have been cool as fuck. But I know I just put the movie in.
Oh my god, there was also a Weird Al cassette tape somewhere.
Oh yeah, I think it was on that table.
They also removed that one because
also I just want to point out
in the map is kind of weird.
I just want to point out how we ended up deciding the topic that we were going with like very organically. When it was like, oh no, we don't want to talk about this. Anyways, here's us talking about it.
Anyway, here's a full rundown of what happened.
Well, let's
crazy.
I had no idea. I had no idea about any of this.
I don't know if it's because I'm not on Twitter at all, or it's just because it's like.
This is so bizarre.
I had no knowledge of any of this.
It's just the kind of stuff that you kind of know when you're like in the mapping community. There's a lot of stuff that like the common people don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is stuff that
the commoners.
I mean, this is stuff that like needs to be said because of stuff like that. Because I mean, I'm assuming a lot of people like get into mapping and stuff and like think that they can like just kind of like use asset packs from like servers they've been on and seen, and then and then the whole thing just sort of happens, and then Valve adds you and like it's like, oh hey, you want to have your map in the game? And I mean, no one realistically is gonna say no. It's awesome to have your map in the game.
Oh yeah, no. Like no one is ever gonna say no if their map gets added unless it's like literally trade Minecraft where they're like, you literally cannot use that.
One day.
Trade Minecraft realms. Come on.
Valve is gonna mistakenly fucking email a trade map into the game. But
just very quickly, you talked about like new mappers. One of the things that was brought up is maybe they didn't know any better, as you said. So I will take a moment to do a bit of ad. Brock, one of the server moderators on TF2 Maps, has made a very comprehensive and very thorough guide on how to do proper crediting and proper how to use assets in your map without getting sued. That's literally the name of the document. And if you are a new mapper and you are considering making something that might get outed by Valve, I think it's a good idea to get a read in this to make sure you're up to code on this.
Yeah.
Brock is spelled BRO and double K.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine, I don't know, I've never done a map before. I imagine if someone made an asset pack and you wanted to use some of the assets, you could just ask them if.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not that hard, yeah.
Yeah, just from my experience, a lot of mappers, guys that make the asset packs, they make them to be included in maps, but they just need credit is really all.
Yeah, it's literally illegal to not do that.
I saw someone in the comments for Overcast saying, no, any asset pack online is free to use, and I'm like, brother, they come with licensing agreements. They're not free to use.
It was so funny seeing so many people jump into the comments on fucking Overcast and go confidently incorrect.
Yeah.
Claim that you can literally use anything you want for free all the time.
Dude, you can literally get songs for free on Spotify. I'm not paying fucking fee, bro. Dude, I am putting Weezer in my fucking SMG fucking sniper compilation. If I get taken down, I'm suing YouTube. Fuck you.
You can put some music you want in your movie. All you have to do is go to YouTube MP3 and then you put it in your base.
Go on to Cobalt Tools. Don't download it.
Here's a question though. Obviously, I'm phrasing this as a person who hates AI art. I would not want AI art anywhere near any TF2 map. But would hypothetically a mapper be allowed to put in AI art that they generated?
It's
complex.
Yeah, it's very difficult because different AI models have different licensing agreements on how you're allowed to use their art or not. Some of them might literally give the person that generates it all the rights to use it wherever they want. So legally speaking, someone who makes a map and has it included could just do that with no repercussions and no pressure from Valve to do anything from a legal perspective. But some of them will also claim ownership of everything you generate, and the person that generates the art has no rights, and in that case, you wouldn't be able to use it. But you would also need to be able to prove where was the art generated, right? It's very weird.
Right.
And the best option would just be to not do it.
Well, not only that, but also no one's gonna like it. Everyone's just gonna be like, well,
no one's gonna
there's also that,
right, wait. What
I think there's definitely if they like weren't pressured from the community to like remove that stuff, I think they would have been beyond caring.
Yeah,
like they got their money.
like it's happened before where a map has got into the game with not crediting the assets. It was what was it called again?
Ghoul Pit.
Ghoul Pit, yeah. There's one of the Halloween payload maps, one of the million ones of them. That got in game and none of the assets were credited. I think it was just the original mapper, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, it was especially fucked because like the guy that adopted the map from the original creator then had it added to the game, and he did not credit the person that actually made the map, as well as all the asset creators that were like from the frontline pack and so on.
Damn.
It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, a little fucked up.
But in that case, they went with the option of going through the manual process, which means, everyone got rightfully compensated in the end.
Yeah, it's a little... apparently, Valve was like, let's not do that again. And they did it again.
And it happened again.
It's a little disappointing as well, because like a lot of the TF2 community views workshoppers and mappers especially as like one amorphous like a blob, right? That like it's like a one entity. So it's just like if one mapper, yeah, exactly, like big workshop is out to get us. So it's like if one mapper, one group of mappers like fucks up in this way, there's always like a very vocal group of people going like, well, see, this is just proof that the workshoppers they're evil, like
that's actually related to the other topic, because that's very much prevalent with the VScript 3. Like, you dare to use VScript? I don't care if it is like for fixing a bug that is still in the game and like making the experience better. That's VScript slop. Your map is slop, and you should feel bad.
Stop the slop, guys. Stop the slop.
That is not OG. Remove it from the game.
I don't think we have to listen to Mr. Stop the Slop anymore anyway.
I don't think we need to get into why, but I think we all know.
If you know, you know.
Those who know.
I think the future of VScript is going to look more akin to... I don't know how many more big game modes we're getting. I know that CCAT in the chat is working on Cops and Robbers. I think that one's got potential. I think someone's working on like Pipe Ball, which I'm not really a fan of, but people like it. So that's, it's got its own little niche. But I think the future of VScript is going to look kind of akin to Odyssey or Sulfur, I think it is. The one where they use it just to make one small thing in the map just go a little bit better. Where, if you weren't aware, the final point of Odyssey, it turns into like a cap point. So you need to cap that. That uses VScript to change it. Yeah, it uses VScript to change it from payload to cap point at that point. So it's a very minor thing, but it really ties the whole map together. And the same with, I think it's Sulfur. I'm not 100% sure.
It's Sulfur.
Yeah, where it's just a little bit of like timer fuckery is done with VScript.
Yeah, it's just the setup time that's fixed with VScript, because it's technically Koth.
Yeah.
If you put a gun to my head and tell me that I'm gonna die if I don't explain how sulfur works, I tell my family I love them. Like,
I'll be honest, sulfur. Or I still haven't figured that one out.
I still don't know how it works.
We can only handle so many steel type maps in our brain at once.
I don't even mind steel. It's just sulfur in particular. It looks brilliant, beautiful. It's just I can't figure it out.
I don't know how it works now.
I mean, rule number one of designing a game mode for TF2: assume, make it. If you think it's simple, make it simpler.
Yeah.
You should be able to explain it to anyone.
Speaking of VScript example,
you should not have to explain it.
This one didn't get in game, but Life Snatcher as well uses VScript to accomplish something that's on the surface, it looks quite simple, but you really need VScript for it, I think. And Zythe here is the main mapper on Life Snatcher. If he wants to talk about how VScript has influenced the gameplay on that.
Yeah.
Life Snatcher is the one where for anyone who's not seen it in chat, it's this Halloween map that didn't get in the game, but it was in the workshop. It's really good. Where you have to like hold there's a flag,
Device.
there's an
Yeah.
intel at the middle of the map that you have to like hold and basically put on your back, and then it deals you like damage over time, but it makes like the time for your team like tick.
Yeah.
And also
Life
gives you
Snatcher,
crits.
Life
That
Snatcher
too.
really benefited from VScript because like King of the Flag was already possible without VScript, but the like way to control the flag without VScript is really janky. It's a really complicated setup for like no reason. So having VScript to just convert all of that into code was really nice, especially because the VScript file that Sirexicus gave me had a very like modular configurable like setup to it. I could just like tick boxes and like add new things to try out different things, right? And we eventually through iteration landed on the simple approach of just having like the flag holding it in a tight like cylinder shaped area. And the VScript controls the flag being returned if you leave the zone, handles like all the timer stuff, handles all the like effects that people get, and it also handles the animations for the Life Snatcher itself. It does a lot like you could normally do, it just does it better, pretty much.
Yeah. Crash in the chat has also just mentioned Yavli. It uses VScript to change it from capture point to payload when the stage changes. Again, it's another minor thing, but like it really helps elevate like what he's going for. I don't know who did the VScript on Yavli. I don't know if Crash wants to tell us, but I think that's what the future of VScript is just making small changes. Like we've all had, the death matches, the gun games, freeze tags, the Saxon Hails, zombie infections.
VIP.
I think, VIP as well. I think we're running out of new game modes to do and make good,
Yeah.
I mean, what I see is that maybe VScript will take a similar place to what map logic was used. Like before VScript was done, like you could use map logic to make crazy stuff. There's a map called No Man's Skybox, which it was made by Spud, I think. I don't remember if it was Spud or the guy who made the TF2 Party. I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry if it's either one of you. Anyways, it's basically a procedurally generated map made entirely with map logic. It like custom generates an entire attack defend map from like
God.
it's actually crazy. So you could already make crazy stuff. Like I used to make like not this crazy, but I used to make like a bunch of game modes with map logic. But most maps did not use that. Most maps use map logics to make simple things work, like close doors or make an elevator or something like that. VScript will probably fill that niche again. Will fill that niche like Logic did, just better, as Lo-Fi stated. Like in general, custom game modes are now more possible. We have more opportunities to do more stuff, but it like the set of constraints you have in order to make a good game mode that can be added into the game, that can be understood, that can play well with like a casual roster of people is extremely strict. Like you can't put anything. You can't put everything into the game. You have to abide by a very strict set of rules.
It's funny that you mention map logic, because if you want to look at what I would say is like the utmost upper level of map logic, CTF Crasher, not a single ounce of VScript in that map. Everything is handled in map logic.
Oh wow!
Fucking nuts. Yerzy Point went overboard with it. It's insane.
I assumed that was like all VScript. That's
no, it is not.
It's like it's scary to learn.
That's the insane thing. Is like most of the like use for VScript was just things that you couldn't do before with map logic, which is simple things like changing the HUD from payload to attack defend. Right? Most people would assume that that's just like normal, right? But then you look at something like Crasher, which was made before VScript and is completely all full fucking raw map logic.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And on top of that, fucking Graveyard that we talked about earlier was also made entirely with map logic.
I completely saw that, yeah.
Yeah, that was completely made with map logic, and then recently they updated it to use VScript instead because it's just smoother. But still, it originally used map logic.
I am a bit sad that with the conversion, there's still with the conversion from map logic to VScript, a lot of the jank has gone away, and I'm a bit sad about it because there's some wizardry stuff. There's a map called CP21 Gorge, which is CP5 Gorge, but with 21 points. The problem is the HUD can only display up to 7 points, so the map has to update dynamically, like which points are displayed on the HUD. You would assume that's pretty simple, and in theory it is. You just send an input with a string. You can't put a string as an input. Well, more specifically, like it causes issues with like you can't put quotes in the inputs. So in order to make it update, you have an NPC that like sees something, and whatever it sees sets which points are displayed on the HUD. It's complete batshit insane jank wizard stuff, and I love it, and I'm a bit sad that it's going away. There's still some jank with VScript, but it's less crazy.
It's pretty. I was gonna say with VScript, this is a bit off what we were talking about, a bit less technical. But one thing I've noticed from the community in regards to VScript, you could just like mention it in a somewhat positive light, and then you'll just get this group of like, I don't know, Zoids who just like Zoids who just come in and they're just like they just go like no, bad, evil. But it's like I don't think they know
in bad faith, man.
I think that stemmed from like because in chat as well, I've seen someone talk about it as well, but like about how but generally like I think it's since like they added like versus Saxon Hail and the like early couple like 3 days of like zombie infection when it was a little broken. There's this like fear that TF2 is going to be TF2's like misc section is going to be bloated with like 1,000 game modes, but like that's just not happening. And even before VScript, that's like that was like sort of, I guess if you want to say that, like happening, I guess, because like there's pastime and there's
oh yeah.
Like, pastime could have been fun if it was done well.
That were not in VScript.
Yeah. I would argue Saxon Hail and Zombie Infection are better executed than Pastime, honestly.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And even then, Zombie Infection doesn't stay the whole year round. I remember seeing. I don't remember. It was somebody did a video or like made like was trying to make a point about how like but you see like TF2 like the player numbers suddenly of people you don't see anyone playing Zombie Infections anymore. The game mode is dead, and it's like because it's not Halloween anymore. It's not available to play.
I mean, the thing is with those game modes, like they are quite divisive game modes as like themselves, because versus Saxon Hail, to me, versus Saxon Hail is like it's like execution wise, it's good. It's way better than the community one, the new one. But for me, it's just one of those modes where I like the amount of fun I'm having is like a heart monitor. It like spikes up when I'm playing as Saxon Hail, and then when I'm like not playing as him, it's like just like flatline. But that's not like the developer's fault. That's just like a part of the game mode. You know what I mean? And and with Zombie Infection is I think is more fun because I quite like playing as the heavy. But I think after I think that the thing that makes it oh sorry fuck.
Pardon you.
You'll be all right.
The thing that makes it a bit iffy is like I feel like the rounds just go on for like way too long. Like I mean like sometimes it's like there'll be like 20 rounds in a row before like the map changes, which is just,
that's because it's literally set to 25.
Like why who's done that?
I don't know. I remember like back when Saxon Hail got added, I think that was like a problem they were dealing with was that it's arena rounds themselves are very short. So how do you like how do you pace that for a casual environment is you don't. So either you have way too short rounds or you have way too long rounds, and they went with way too long, I guess.
Yeah.
Which was just setting the round limit to 25 and then just...
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like 3. There you go. That would be for 25 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to play the same map for like 50 minutes. It's just like I like a bit of variety in my life. And
that's the same. I think Zombie Infection uses the same round limit, and I think that Graveyard, when it changed to VScript, also updated to use the 25 round limit system instead of the mini round system for some reason.
It's a little ridiculous.
But like, if we're talking like VScripts, I feel like execution wise, they were pretty great. Like honestly, like I mean, I know obviously Zombie Infection had a rocky like start, but like now if you play it, like it's not like glitchy or anything. Like it works fine.
It's the thing of like when you release your project into the official game for the first time, you immediately jump from having like 24 to like 30 people playing your map like two times a week, roughly, right?
Yeah.
As soon as it gets added to the game, you jump to having like thousands of people play your map all at the same time. And especially with implementation into casual and custom game modes, there's always going to be issues that pop up like unpredictably. So to judge them off their launch is a little unfair.
One thing that people don't necessarily realize, and that's not just in TF2, that's like in general. If your thing is popular enough, in the first 5 minutes of the thing being released, it will see more playtesting than the entirety of its development could ever house. And that's something you can't like account for. That's just a reality. Like when your map gets released, it will be like, as I've said, it will get more playtesting and more eyes on it and more people just trying complete random stuff that you have never thought of than the entirety of the time you spend working on it.
Yeah. I remember when Selbian released into the game, someone immediately, like on day one, found like a teleporter trap as engineer that none of our playtesters ever deigned to think of. So I was like, yeah, the amount of playtesters just shoots up drastically.
It's when you let the like mischievous Delphi type players have at it.
Every map is a certified Delphi on the team.
Another thing is that like people don't really like a lot of these unreasonable people, I'll call them, that like, you know, say horrible things about like workshoppers and stuff, don't realize that they're just like them, like just people doing this in their free time, you know, like just taking time out of their day because they're passionate about TF2.
Knowing you're wrong.
But
it's a hive mind wanting to farm infinite money off map stamps. Like, don't you understand?
Yeah, like
the evil cartel.
Like it's just like they treat it like it's like every workshopper is like Scrooge McDuck, like jumping into their infinite pool of map stamps. Like I don't like.
I will note that mappers don't just make money off map stamps; they do make money off key sales as well. So
I know that. It's just a funny. It's just funny to imagine.
Oh yeah, you do make a lot of money off map stamps if your map is really popular or has this funny.
I mean, I'm sure there are like a few people who are like mischievous and just like want to do it for money, but I feel like that's the minority, not the majority.
The vast minority, yeah. Like there's
I feel like if you're
cabal, that's fucking like.
I feel like if your hustler mindset is to make TF2 maps instead of like stocks or something, then you're like stupid.
Like we're not like let's be honest. If you're trying to make money off of TF2 maps, you're not a hustler. You're a gambler.
Yeah. Because especially like it takes so long to make a map, and that's just like you spend months working on a map, or you spend years working on a game mode.
Yeah.
And at the end, when you're done, when I worked over a year on Life Snatcher, when we worked over a year on Freeze Tag, and it's still a dice roll, you know, that's not a very intelligent money-making strategy, is it?
I think the
that's why we don't aim for it.
There was one guy who was like spam posting like AI generated war paints, which I think is like the closest you're gonna get to like infinite money glitch, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that got taken down. Like stuff got taken down, right? Or is that...
I don't know. I just remember that happening, and then I was like, and everyone's like, look what the workshop is doing. It's like it's just one guy. It's like,
this is them, quote
it's
unquote.
one guy like posting like on a platform that is free for anyone to post on. Like no wonder.
Yeah, it's a literal crowdsourcing platform. Anyone is gonna upload whatever the fuck they want, and especially the map section is filled with like a lot of like people's amateur work and like trade maps and like stuff that people uploaded only for FastDL, right?
Yeah, if
the first map, yeah.
For in the workshop, you have like you open like a portal to 10,000 parallel universes where 2.4 is just slightly different.
Oh yeah, like. I don't. That's ridiculous.
I think the most I've experienced from VScript to Backlash personally was I made a video and I talked about I was talking about like the future of casual, and I mentioned Gun Game and Prop Punk, which are the two like biggest VScript modes at the time. And then like I said, like, you know, I play these, they're actually quite fun. I wouldn't want to see them like in casual because I don't think they fit TF2. But like, you know, maybe if we wanted to have like a variety, this is like just a suggestion. I said maybe like if we wanted to have like a section for like more creative, interesting, weird game modes that really fit TF2, we can make some sort of like arcade mode or something. But you know, it's just an idea. Then immediately I got thousands of comments. I think it was the most disliked video I ever did.
It's a very hotly debated topic for sure.
Yeah.
We were not happy with that, and I was like, it was just an idea. Like I didn't say because like I felt like I was saying the opinion that yeah, these modes don't really fit TF2, but they are. I do think they're like fun in their own right. Like I play.
It's this weird narrative that like workshoppers are out to ruin the game for some reason. And it's just like we have to preserve TF2 because they're gonna come in and add all these game modes that will ruin everything, and it's just like go outside. Like, at
the end of the day, Valve is still the ultimate fucking like arbiter of what gets into the game. So whatever like those evil workshoppers are doing doesn't matter. If it's on the workshop, it's technically up for selection, but that doesn't mean it will actually happen unless Valve decides it's a good idea. And that nobody has control over.
Yeah, like if Valve decides that like Jose Gonzalez's 2017 fucking trade map is worthy to be added to the game, that's no one's fault but Valve. We don't have any say that.
Trade Dave Portal to the game.
Yes.
That's Party's favorite map.
Like next thing, next thing
that was
I
so
know,
funny when I made that joke the first time. The actual creator of Dave Trade Portal commented.
Actually, Dave commented.
I was like, yes, I'm meeting my hero, Dave himself.
The Dave.
Yeah, like next thing I know, like my Minesweeper map that I made for like April Fools like 2022 gets added. I'm like, what the fuck?
What would you do? Like, are you responsible?
Okay, so technically you are, because Valve asked for confirmation, and so if Valve came to me and was like, "Do you want this to be added?" I would be like, what happened? Did you have a stroke? Do I need to call an ambulance?
I would still say yes.
You do technically have the option to still say no, right? But
the thing is, I don't.
What will.
Like I don't I have all the sympathy for the creator of What Will, because it's like, come on, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity that Valve comes up to and tells you to put their map in. Like it would have been more confusing if he said no. Like I would have said yes in that situation.
It's unreasonable.
It's very that like they don't like there's no, it doesn't seem like there's a side of like, you know, Valve or like the TF2 team that like, you know, the ones who like pick stuff from the workshop who like helps out with like fixing it or like making sure that it like is 100% compatible and like works fully.
Valve are not going to do that.
Yeah, but it's like that's kind of like necessary though if you're like running a a workshop type of space.
Fucking live service game, and you're not like upkeeping it.
I don't think Valve understands how lucky they are to have like a community who's willing to just make content for them, and they don't do the little bits of shit to like make it like make them fit in.
It reminds me
what
of,
astounds me.
Reminds me of the all the tropical crisis stuff and how that we ended up like I think they really did want to like put in tropic crisis for for this summer update, so they just snuck in one more map from it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know where I read this, so this might be just like completely wrong. But apparently, some Valve developers did want to implement Tropic Crisis fully and have like an update page and everything. And then one of the like veteran developers at Valve just went like, I think Jill or someone just kind of went, no, it's not worth it. Focus on Deadlock, and that was kind of it.
No. That your source for that is unfortunately Tyler McVicker. So
yucky. If I knew, I wouldn't have said it. I'm sorry.
No, it's like
his completely countered the argument.
I think you should just actually like cut out that part of the live stream. Just fucking like just chop it out. Save yourself the embarrassment.
Fucking Tyler McVicker. He says he has like an insider source at Valve, but I don't know if he's like drunk whenever he's texting because he's always wrong.
My theory of this is that there's somebody at Valve who like has him in context and just keeps like lying to him for fun.
Yeah. No, dude, I promise this time it's gonna be true. Trust me, dude.
I'm quite worried about Tyler McVicker because we tuned into him on that stream and he was just like retorting like.
Oh yeah, it was so weird. He was playing Open Fortress and he just kept going, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden,
like, what's wrong with him?
And it just kept going for 30 straight minutes. He just kept going, Joe Biden. And like everyone in chat was like, are you okay, Tyler? And just wasn't replying to anybody.
Regardless, I think that community updates are probably never going to happen again because of all the drama that, updates
that
like
Invasion, yeah.
What actually happened with Invasion? I'm going to ask this question.
It was
a lot. We'll keep it at a lot.
Mm-hmm. It was I think most of it came down to just a big part of it was payment. Organizing payment was the main problem.
And like obviously, people went uncredited for the stuff
like
they did.
all that type of shit,
Yeah, I don't have all the facts, but I know that like the two big guys at the top of charge of the Invasion update, I think they essentially scammed a lot of the creators for the Invasion update and took a big pile of the money for themselves. And people look at that as an example of like the TF2 workshop is evil, like the TF2 Emporium is evil and they're out to steal your work. And I'm like,
it's no, that's just guys that were fuckheads.
It's just two fuckheads ruining it for everyone else, and they were never going to have another community update.
It's such a fucking shame, genuinely. Yeah. I do want to rebuke something I see in chat saying. I think the issue is trying to hold Valve responsible for their content picks is that it's basically impossible. So the only way to show frustration that people have is reaching out to workshoppers. But the thing, like, do you like hear yourself like, oh, no, let's not blame the $1 billion company with infinite resources. Let's blame these like hobbyists doing it like out of their free time.
No. Okay. I think what Dixon wanted to say is that it's easier to blame the map makers because there's a more direct communication, whereas Valve is a silent monolith that will not answer. So you can't really you can't how do you say it? You can't hold Valve responsible for this because they won't answer. It's just like the usual thing of like, if a movie goes bad, people will blame the actors, even though because they're the guys on the screen, even though the actors probably like didn't choose what they said or what happened or what not.
Actors don't write the scripts. They don't. The director. It's up to the director to direct the actors as well. The director goes and just says, "Do what you want."
It's something similar to that. It's the map makers are the most public part of it, so they get the backlash. And yeah,
like you can't leave a Steam comment harassing Eric Smith, like on Eric's profile or anything like that.
Do you want to bet on that? I'll find them.
I'll find them. Disclosed, right?
You can.
I'll fucking find them.
You can leave a hateful comment on like an item that you don't like, and that creator will probably see that item. Eric Smith is not going to see your fucking shit ass comments because like he's got better things to do. So it's
not fair though. You know what I mean?
It's definitely not fair.
But
it's not fair. It starts kicking and screaming.
It's not fair. It's like why it's happening, basically.
But most of these criticisms towards workshoppers just aren't fair to begin with, because they're never from like a good place of people going like, "Hey man, your map could have been better like this and like this." And it's always usually just slur. You should die. you make slop. It's like,
how could you make slop? How could you?
Yeah, slop. You know, stop the slop, guys. It's just the fucking. It's honestly just like the same like two people propagating this myth. But the thing is, you can tell exactly who they're getting their opinions off by, you know, the fucking wording they use. If I see a comment that says bad faith, I am fucking ignoring that comment because I know exactly who it's coming from.
God, we got so many comments on all the freeze tag maps that we're just calling it VScript slop immediately without.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, we know who you got your opinions off.
Do you have fun? Are you capable of having fun?
Are you capable of having an independent thought? That's what I want to know.
See,
are you able to fucking get your opinions from either playing the actual map or, you know, form your own fucking opinion?
I feel like you know, like you don't have to enjoy the map, obviously, but it's like if you can put it in a constructive way, you can even say like this is bad, here's why, and give a reason why. I think that's better than just going like
that's good because that creates a back and forth, and maybe who knows, you could be right, but saying stop the slop or this is bad faith, you are like a drone who keeps regurgitating your favorite YouTubers. Fucking
you are like people who complain about zombie infection are actually the zombies themselves.
Exactly.
Okay, it's like a Left 4 Dead like thing they write on the walls. Like
yeah, that's ass writing.
I just thought that was funny.
Funny.
It's just
like Scythe said, we did get a few like stop the slop-esque comments on freeze tag when we initially published it. But I think one of the things I'm proudest of is I actually like responded in like a nice way to these bad faith comments, being like, "Hey, like we're having a test tonight at this time on this server. I'd love to like have you join and like try the mode out for yourself, because like I know you've got some like reservations with how past VScript game modes have been received, but I'd love to have your feedback." And then on that test, I think it was an R-Master test. He's another TF2 guy. Some of those people did join, and they did have a good time. And then they went back to the comments and were like, tried this game mode out after like shit talking it, and like I really love it. I think it's a really good time.
Yeah, a lot of it is just people like taking their immediate gut reaction of how like previous game modes have gone and how they've been conditioned to think about them. And immediately showing, like, you know, immediately outing themselves as not having actually played it or actually having, like, paid any attention to it at all.
It's another thing where, like, they put it, like, you know, with, like, hats and, like, cosmetics, you know, you look at it and then you can immediately surmise whether you think it is a quote-unquote slop or not. And people kind of apply that same, like, logic to a map. Because they just look at like the pictures on the workshop and they're like, well, from what I can see, you know, without like actually like trying it out, you
this
know.
Is not TF2.
This map is far too red-sided.
Oh god, yeah.
Yes, because as you know, you can just look at your map in Hammer and be like, yes, I know that this map will be too red-sided. Playtesting is just like having fun. There's no point behind it.
Yeah.
If I looked at my favorite map in Hammer or just like screenshots, I would probably fucking despise it because my favorite map is Steel. So like I
God, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
all right. Listen here, pal. I invite we invite you on the show for a nice, friendly conversation.
Making it personal.
That came like from the heart, like
Never
little
go after
twat.
Steel.
I'm happy to have this Steel debate because I'm kind of like I'm like in the Steel is okay crowd. It's like I don't.
No, you were in the fucking Steel is shit crowd. What happened to you?
Why have you placed me there? Why can't I have my own opinion?
Was it? Oh wait, maybe it was Indy. Indy, did you? Who hated Steel? Somebody here hated Steel.
I don't mind Steel. I just don't really like it that much either.
No, you said to me it was shit once, and I was like, "How to go with you?"
I think he was trying to like get a rise out of you, Sam.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I think Steel is okay. I don't.
When you play it enough, you like the complexities of Steel.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. I would not agree with that.
That's a great video essay. Keep that as
the dark atmosphere of Steel, CP Steel.
The quiet solace of Steel.
It's fine. It's okay. It's not
I mean,
bad.
that's the thing with like any map or any game mode or anything that you work on is that you have to play it multiple times and get used to it, and then like develop a sense for it. You can't like jump into a game mode and love it instantly. There's I mean like every time we like play maps on our server, the first like. I mean, the last Christmas event and also like the train event we did before that. I'm pretty sure like the initial reactions on like the first round of every map is always like, "Oh, this is terrible. I don't want to play this." And then like a round later, it's like, actually, it's pretty cool. So
the only one we haven't had that for is Falling. Everybody fucking loved that from the
that is the greatest map ever made.
Unironically, if they added that to the like arcade section or the extra game mode section of TF2, I would be unironically happy. Like it is actually super fun.
Unironically, small like side tangent. I have never met a single person who doesn't like Falling on our server.
I'm sure if you put it in the rotation, you'll find a few.
Oh yeah.
But it's like I have never
impossible. This is the map like, that unites.
Literally within minutes, like people go like, "Oh, what the fuck is this Falling?" And then they start falling. They're like, "Oh wait, this is peak," and it's like every single time it's the same thing, and it's so crazy that it's like a map from like 2008 that's just like I think it's 2007 actually, that's just like been untouched since, and now it has like a whole brand new meta around it in our server because like there's all these like new side grades that change the Falling meta, and it's like I think it's just like a
2008
completely like peak map. I think it's probably one of my favorite maps like in TF2 like period. Falling.
Oh, yeah.
If any map reader like actually knows an S-Blade CP Falling, the potential $1 million idea, make that like a gimmick for an end of like a Halloween update map.
There you go, yeah.
I feel like if you would upload Falling today on the workshop with like actual promo material, people would just call it slop again anyways.
If you think Falling is slop, you think Falling is slop, you have no soul in your like heart.
So true.
That is
doomed.
If you see like a hungry cow on the street and you just like walk over it, like you just like
if you look at Falling and you feel anything other than complete and utter joy, you will be visited by the ghost of Christmas past, all right, to fix you up. All right. There is nothing about that map that I can like say is a
they'll
flaw.
Show you
like,
a world without Falling and how miserable it is.
Exactly.
That's why if TF2 had like a weird little map rotation thingy or like an arcade
That's
section
what
that would like rotate a bunch of like different like just ideas and like maps for people to play.
TF2 has too many maps. It needs a map rotation.
Fun.
That would be so good.
People would like love that.
Either just needs like a new way of doing casual, where it's just like you can just pick the servers, or it just needs like some sort of map rotation where it's like you
the slop, no.
I don't know. This is like getting really off topic about
we've kind of gone off topic there for like 20
I
minutes.
think
we are. How long have we been going? An hour and
I think
40 minutes.
I think we can start wrapping it up by just saying, I see there's a lot of mappers in the chat. So like, if you guys have any mini topics you'd like us to discuss quickly, shoot now or forever hold your peace.
Ask your questions and do Q&A
no,
at
bless
the end
me.
of the
I'll
stream.
bless myself.
Yeah, well, ask your questions now, and then we'll wrap up. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for these questions,
there was one VScript mode that people that everyone that like all the like VScript haters really wanted, and it was like the Mimi Sentry mode.
What a surprise!
I've never heard of that. What the fuck is that?
I've not heard of it, but I'm not surprised. But suddenly everyone shuts up and is like, "Oh yeah, just please add this."
I feel like you are making that up. That is not a thing.
But you all believed it.
I mean,
we all went, of course,
believe
like,
it.
Does say
You
something.
see what I mean? You all believed it, like immediately. Like no one like, second guessed it.
I mean, okay, like,
That's the
to be
free
fair,
money glitch. Holy shit.
to be fair, like if I'm pretty sure if you go to the workshop, you will find like a map that has Mimi Sentry like reference in it.
Let's have a look.
I can probably bet on that. I won't because I don't like losing money, but I can bet on that.
we do have a question from UAK Crash for Lo-Fi only.
That's me.
What's your favorite map by Crash?
By Crash, Oasis, by far. I love Oasis. I think it needs to be in-game. It's so good. I love it.
I don't even know the full Crash catalog.
I prefer Blur.
It's a beautiful map. I'm going to ignore that Blur comment. It's beautiful. Like, the architecture is fantastic. It plays like amazingly. It's like smooth as butter. They should make Oasis in-game real.
I didn't find Mimi Sentry a game mode, but I did find this Marasmus head Dust Bowl freestyle.
Wonderful, amazing.
You put that on screen.
Yeah, let me put that on screen real quick.
Also, I found this one, which it's called CTF Big Wall, and it doesn't have a single picture. And this is genuine. That's not it. Hang on. This is genuine.
There's the multi pages again.
This is genuinely the thumbnail they use. This is like
Big wall.
It's like they drew it in paint. I'm like, what the?
Big
I
wall.
mean, I guess, yeah. There's a question by Gamino. There's a question by Gamino in chat. What do you do when you find a problem and you can't find anything about it on the Valve developer community? Step 1, try stuff out. Step 2, ask on TF2 maps. And step 3, cry if there's no solution because source.
Absolutely.
Which is surprisingly a lot of the time. It's just like, we'd like to do this. You can't do this. Why? Because TF2. Okay, guess I'll not do it then.
There's so much hard-coded garbage, man. It's insane.
TF2 maps is an invaluable resource when it comes to mapping. I think it was Diva Dan said earlier today, like 90% of the questions that get asked in TF2 maps actually get answered.
Yeah. But specifically, well, I'm going to talk about like my stuff because my experience. There's like, if you're looking into scripting and map logic, there are 3 people now. There are 3 people that if they are in chat, you will get your question answered. There's Fecal, the guy who made Hammer++. There's Mr. Burgers, and there's Giddy 30. Those 3 guys, if they're in chat, you will get your question answered. The answer might be it's not possible, but you will get an answer.
I love Mr. Burgers. They should make him real.
Yeah, it's been fake all this time.
I'm completely enthralled by this Marasmus head Dust Bowl. I think we need this. I think we need this on the server.
All right, here's a good. I've got a good hypothetical for all the mappers here. You ready?
Oh.
You have arrived at Games Done Quick, GDQ, the speedrun topic. Any percent, get a TF2 map accepted into the game. What is your strategy?
Winter reskin with a mascot.
Yeah.
Is that
Put
it? Is
an
that the
animal
way?
in there. Some
Reskin with an
funky-
animal mascot always works.
Penguin Peak. There we go.
Yeah, some sort of animal does seem to work. I've noticed. Yeah.
Salbian's Penguin Peak.
Get like a giraffe town or something.
Giraffe Town.
Oh no, you can actually do a safari map and then have like a giraffe and then boom.
Oh, can we have a payload map where the payload is the mighty rhino?
Halo Panda.
The mighty rhino trademark.
Yeah, he like busts through the walls. Come on.
The rhino would kill everyone.
He like headbutts you if you stand in front of him, regardless of team. Like kills you.
Instead of King of the Hill, you can do King of the Ant Hill and have like little ants. There you go.
That's not ironically
Wait,
a really
that's actually a really cool idea,
funny
though.
idea.
Like making a rats map where the mercs are ants.
Yeah, King of the Ant
Oh,
Hill.
there you go.
Someone write that down.
That's a good idea.
I mean, isn't that just what CP Sandcastle is?
Yeah,
No,
there's
but like
land.
even smaller.
Oh, with ants.
Yeah.
Oh, they should add a vape shop to a TF2 map. I'm just
They
saying.
did. It's called
No,
Freaky
oh
Oh my
Town.
god,
Candy shop specifically.
vape taunt. Like, the mercs, like, you get a kill. The mercs, they take one of those big fucking cloud blower vapes out of their pocket, take like an uncomfortably long hit, like 10-second hit, like a blinker, and just like a big cloud of smoke. It fills the map, and then you just continue on as normal.
No. Then they start coughing like coughing like.
Yeah, they just go.
I think there's also a lot of people who don't know exactly how like posting things to the workshop or like payment with it or like works at all.
Right.
I've put one item on the workshop and now I understand it all because I'm seeing somebody Dixon asked like like how does payment for like a reskin work. But like if you're posting an item to the workshop, you have to like basically you put in the Steam accounts of everyone else who's like worked on it, and then you all like have to like put in the percentages of like how much you want to be paid in total out of 100%, like each.
Yeah,
It's
not
a
for
little
maps.
different.
on
It's
the
a little
initial-
different for maps. Yeah.
Maps are a little bit different. For a
Maps you do is
reskin,
when-
wait, what was the question? I'm wondering.
Yeah, so somebody asked like how
Yeah.
how does payment usually work for like reskins then?
Yeah, no, like people, if you make a reskin of a Valve map all on your own, you get 100% of the money from it.
Yeah, Valve doesn't get any
Yeah,
cut.
Valve doesn't get any of the money from their own map. They already get paid enough.
That's actually really funny.
So, like, I don't know, if you wanted to upload a map to the workshop, you would just put it on the maps workshop. And unlike the item workshop, you don't need to immediately define all the credits and percentages because, that's how like stuff like the Overcast stuff happened. That's how the Ghoul Pit stuff happened. Because when your map actually gets accepted, they just ask you to upload a second submission on the item workshop so that you can use the percentage system.
They should fix that. They should change it so it
It's
just
been
like it
the
just
maps
makes
were
you, like go through that normally. Like
the maps workshop has been in beta since the workshop was added. I don't think that's gonna change anytime
oh
soon.
wow.
Yeah, no, they found a system they're gonna keep using.
What if we
I've got
did
a
a
map
third
question.
save TF2 for to fix the map workshop beta?
Like say save the workshop.
Save the maps workshop.
No, we cannot save the workshop.
Kill the workshop.
It's got to go.
The workshoppers.
It's so strange. I didn't know. Okay, because I made a taunt with Glitch 404 and we just went 50-50 and I was like, that's cool that you can just like select like it's like a GTA 5 like situation where you have
Yeah.
to like
GTA 5
put in the
heist.
percentages for your heist.
Yeah.
Oh.
How
do
much
it
did
for
you give?
maps too.
How
Oh,
much did you
yeah.
give Lester?
You do it for maps too,
Okay.
but only after they've been accepted.
To less.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna shut up now.
Oh yeah, Zell, you are one of those filthy workshoppers
Oh,
now,
no.
I
right?
deserve to be hung.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
I have a
One of
funny
us.
I have a funny factoid I remember from a kid. So when those like those like trade Minecraft servers, There's maps. I actually thought as a kid, like they actually made them in Minecraft and somehow ported them to TF2.
Oh yeah, there's programs to do that. Yeah.
No way.
Wait, is there? Oh my god.
No, actually, there probably is. Yeah, it's probably like a thing that would like let you like essentially you can probably because in Minecraft you can like select like tiny pieces of like builds in a world. I don't remember what it's called, like a schematic.
Structure blocks.
Yeah.
Well, actually, did you guys know that Meet the Spy was actually animated in Minimator?
then they just exported all the like DMX files and then they just put it in Source 1 and then they called it a day.
Exactly.
And then
it was animated by a Futuristic Hub, that guy who did all those. Yeah.
That's why it looks so good.
It's weird because there was actually one of my favorite train Minecraft maps I had played as a kid. I actually because it's quite obscure. I actually remade it in Minecraft. I don't know if I've done like complete backwards engineering right now.
Did you end up finding? You ended up finding that?
No, I found it. Yeah, it's in my. I've got a drive now, so it's no longer lost media.
Yeah, man, like. I just want to like as a final like sort of tangent to all the mappers out there. Here's my piece of advice as a non-mapper. Please just look through like old TF2 videos and old Game Banana submissions, because holy fuck have I found like some amazing like 10 out of 10 map concepts that we've been running on our server that just like you play this and it's just like if like a modern workshopper or like a team of workshoppers just like took this idea and like made it modernized, it could just be like a beloved map in the game. I'll just mention one, and I'm making a video on it soon. It was a CP2 train and night, where it's basically two trains, obviously like sort of like Convoy, but without that middle bit. Where, you know, there's like a bridge or whatever. They're right next to each other. And the trains are really big. They're like, they've got a bunch of like, and it looks like a train, right? There's a bunch of like wagons. You have like passenger wagons, like wagons that have like storage in them or whatever. And the really unique thing about it is that like, there's a lot of different like ways to go about capturing the point at the end of the train, where you can like, take the roof and get sniped. You can go through the individual carts that are like a little cramped and like dangerous, or you can like basically a bunch of stuff you can do. But my favorite bit is that this is something that Convoy never did, is that the trains go into a tunnel that completely isolates the two trains from each other, and it like envelops the map in like this darkness. It's like so cool and like so well done, where it's like I've had moments where I'm about to die because I overextended and I jump to the neighboring train and we go into a tunnel, and it's like a train movie moment where like the tunnel cuts it off and you're just like, you can finally like catch a breather because like you know there's no way they can like access your like train. It's just like, I don't know, it's amazing. It's something like you should really look into older maps. I've got quite a collection now of these maps that are just like peak, genuinely. Mm-hmm. That's all I got to say.
I've got some advice I'd like to give to mappers as well, if that's all right. I myself am not a mapper, but I'm so entrenched in the mapping scene that a lot of people think I am. My advice is like, start your project a lot earlier than you think, or even delay your project if you need to. Because a lot of the stuff that gets added these days, and I mean this with no shade whatsoever, they don't put enough time into it to really polish it and make it as good as it could be. With Life Snatcher, especially when we were working on that, it was nowhere near as good the quality when we originally wanted to post it. So we delayed it for a year. We were originally going to post it in 2023, but we've delayed it by a year to post it Halloween 2024. And that gave us so much more time to iron out every single detail and make the map as good as it could possibly be. And I think a lot more maps should be more comfortable with delaying their release.
Insert Kojima quote here that everyone knows about.
I don't know about it. What is it?
The quote
video
is
games.
a delayed game. A delayed game is eventually good. A bad rush game is forever bad.
Oh,
Wait,
that
wasn't
one.
that
You said that.
Miyagi? Not Miyagi.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Come on, DJ.
Okay, first of all, it
Daniel
was
Sand.
I'm the Nintendo in me is speaking up. It was Miyamoto who said that, but he didn't actually say it. It was taken out of context from a gaming interview magazine.
Alright,
Daniel Sand, remember,
My bad, Ben.
TF2 map on workshop can be good, but a V-script, no. Do not trust. Do not let it
So
deceive you,
much.
Daniel.
Do not let the V-script cloud your vision.
V-script is slopped. Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein.
V-script, stop the
TF2.
slop, Gandhi.
TF2 plus VScript equals slop. Quote by Isaac Newton.
I have a dream where we will stop the slop for once and for all.
All right,
We
don't
need
finish
to stop.
that.
We need to stop talking about stopping the slab.
Yeah, no, my bad. My bad.
So,
It's okay. It's funny.
like CCAT has said in the chat, a lot of maps this year for Halloween and Smissmas were made in like 2 weeks. I'm not throwing any shade at the maps, but like some of the maps are good. I like the maps. I like Dynamite, but it could have just had a little bit more development time to really be polished, in my opinion. I think Dynamite was developed in like a month or so. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it was less than a month, but
Yeah,
it's like it's impressive in a way, but it's also like that. I talked to the guy that made that, and he put himself through so much like crunch almost.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not healthy.
You shouldn't be. I don't think we should be encouraging that sort of like culture.
Yes.
Like, even if they just gave themselves an extra 2 months, like they started at the end of summer, and they just worked on it at a leisurely pace, and it was still at like this level of quality that it is right now, it still would have got accepted, but they would have had more time to work on it and less mental stress.
Yeah.
What if like all the workshoppers were invited to Valve headquarters to work on the potential of TF3 working together? However, on the way there, they were blocked by Darth Maul.
All right, okay.
And with that, we have come full circle for the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think we should wrap it up now. Yeah? No one's got anything more to say?
Like a Christmas
Who
present.
server muted party?
I didn't.
That's unfortunate, man. I don't
No,
fucking know.
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Let him speak.
Anyway. Okay. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in on this episode of Swishcast. We should be returning to our regular schedule soon. No more 2 month long. No more 2 month long droughts. Hopefully. Basically, if you enjoyed this conversation, you can check out Freeze Tag on the workshop. Also, you can join our Discord and check out our TF2 server, where we're always playing new maps, always playing something unique, something never before seen. So if you're open to brand new gaming experience galore, just join that one and you'll be set. And that's basically all I have to say for now. That's basically it. If anyone can do like a funny outro or something, I'd be thankful.
I'll let Party come up with another Darth Maul hypothetical for the outro.
Can I do one? I'm the king of hypotheticals.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe a prince, but like I don't think so.
What?
Maybe a baron, like maybe a duke.
Yeah, maybe make you a king, like a pawn or something like that.
Perhaps a jester of hypotheticals.
What if you woke up tomorrow morning, your usual time, you're well rested, you get 8 hours of sleep, and at the foot of your bed there was a 2-inch tall Darth Maul homunculus at the foot of your bed? What would you do with it and why?
I'm fucking it.
What?